According to the latest edition of NFPA 70, also known as the National Electrical Code, specifically Section 110.24, there is a requirement for signage on the entrance door to an electrical room. The code states that where access to an electrical room is restricted to authorized persons only, a sign must be present on the entrance door. This sign must clearly state electrical room authorized personnel only. This requirement is crucial for safety and compliance in commercial applications involving electrical systems operating under 600 volts. The purpose of this signage is to clearly indicate that access to the room is limited to individuals who have the necessary qualifications, training, and authorization to work with or be in proximity to electrical equipment. This helps to prevent unauthorized personnel from entering the room, which could expose them to electrical hazards such as shock, arc flash, and other potential injuries. The requirement also assists in maintaining the integrity of the electrical system by preventing tampering or accidental damage by untrained individuals. Firstly, the placement of the sign is of utmost importance. It should be conspicuously located on the entrance door to the electrical room, ensuring that it is easily visible to anyone approaching the door. The sign should be of sufficient size and contrast to be easily readable, even under varying lighting conditions. Secondly, the wording of the sign must be precise and unambiguous. The phrase electrical room authorized personnel only clearly conveys the intended message, leaving no room for misinterpretation. It is essential to use this exact wording to ensure compliance with the NEC. Thirdly, the materials used for the sign should be durable and suitable for the environment in which it is installed. The sign should be able to withstand exposure to moisture, temperature variations, and other environmental factors without deteriorating or becoming illegible. The sign should be permanently affixed to the door to prevent it from being easily removed or vandalized. It is also important to note that this requirement applies specifically to electrical rooms where access is restricted to authorized persons only. If the electrical room is accessible to the general public or to individuals who are not specifically authorized, the signage requirement may not apply. However, even in such cases, it is still advisable to post warning signs indicating the presence of electrical hazards and advising caution. The NEC does not explicitly define who qualifies as authorized personnel. However, it is generally understood to refer to individuals who have received adequate training and instruction in electrical safety practices and who are qualified to work with or be in the vicinity of electrical equipment. This may include licensed electricians, electrical engineers, maintenance personnel, and other individuals who have demonstrated competency in electrical safety. The employer or facility owner is responsible for determining who qualifies as authorized personnel and for providing them with the necessary training and authorization. In addition to the signage requirement, the NEC also includes other provisions related to the safety of electrical rooms. These provisions address issues such as illumination, ventilation, working space, and access to electrical equipment. It is important to comply with all of these requirements to ensure a safe and compliant electrical installation. Regular inspections of electrical rooms should be conducted to verify compliance with the NEC and to identify any potential hazards. Any deficiencies should be promptly corrected to prevent accidents and injuries. The NEC is a comprehensive set of standards that governs the safe installation and maintenance of electrical systems. It is updated on a regular basis to reflect advancements in technology and changes in industry best practices. It is essential for electrical professionals to stay up to date on the latest edition of the NEC and to comply with all of its requirements. Failure to comply with the NEC can result in fines, penalties, and, more importantly, an increased risk of electrical accidents and injuries. The signage requirement for electrical rooms is just one small part of the overall effort to promote electrical safety. By implementing this requirement, we can help to prevent unauthorized access to electrical rooms and to protect individuals from electrical hazards. In summary, the NEC requires that electrical rooms with restricted access have a sign on the entrance door that reads "Electrical Room Authorized Personnel Only." This requirement is intended to prevent unauthorized personnel from entering the room and exposing themselves to electrical hazards. The sign should be conspicuously located, clearly worded, and durable. Compliance with this requirement is essential for electrical safety and code compliance. It is also important to consider the broader context of electrical safety and to comply with all applicable requirements of the NEC. Remember that electricity is a powerful force that can be dangerous if not handled properly. By taking appropriate safety precautions, we can minimize the risk of electrical accidents and injuries. This includes ensuring that electrical rooms are properly secured, that only authorized personnel have access, and that all electrical equipment is properly installed and maintained. The NEC is a valuable resource that provides guidance on how to achieve these goals. By following the requirements of the NEC, we can create a safer working environment for everyone. In addition to the specific signage requirement, it is also important to consider the overall design and layout of electrical rooms. The room should be adequately sized to provide sufficient working space around electrical equipment. The room should be well ventilated to prevent the buildup of heat and humidity. The room should be properly illuminated to provide adequate visibility for workers. The room should be kept clean and free of clutter to prevent tripping hazards. Access to the room should be restricted to authorized personnel only. The door to the room should be kept locked when not in use. Warning signs should be posted to alert individuals to the presence of electrical hazards. Regular inspections of the room should be conducted to identify any potential problems. By following these guidelines, we can create a safer and more efficient electrical room. It is also important to provide adequate training to personnel who work in or around electrical rooms. Training should cover topics such as electrical safety, hazard recognition, and emergency procedures. Personnel should be trained on how to properly use personal protective equipment, such as gloves, goggles, and arc flash suits. Personnel should be trained on how to safely operate electrical equipment. Personnel should be trained on how to respond to electrical emergencies. By providing adequate training, we can help to prevent electrical accidents and injuries. The NEC is a constantly evolving document. It is important to stay up to date on the latest edition of the NEC to ensure compliance with current standards. The NEC is available for purchase from various sources, such as the National Fire Protection Association. The NEC is also available online through subscription services. It is important to consult with qualified electrical professionals to ensure that your electrical installations comply with the NEC. Electrical professionals can provide guidance on how to properly design, install, and maintain electrical systems. Electrical professionals can also help to identify and correct electrical hazards. By working with qualified electrical professionals, you can ensure that your electrical installations are safe and compliant. In conclusion, the signage requirement for electrical rooms is an important safety measure that helps to prevent unauthorized access and protect individuals from electrical hazards. By complying with this requirement, and by taking other appropriate safety precautions, we can create a safer working environment for everyone. Remember to consult with qualified electrical professionals to ensure that your electrical installations comply with all applicable codes and standards. They can help you navigate the complexities of electrical safety and ensure that your electrical systems are safe, reliable, and compliant. Always prioritize safety when working with electricity. Electricity is a powerful force that should be treated with respect. By following safe work practices and by complying with all applicable codes and standards, we can minimize the risk of electrical accidents and injuries. The NEC provides a framework for electrical safety, but it is important to remember that it is not a substitute for common sense and good judgment. Always think before you act and never take unnecessary risks when working with electricity.